Good evening, this is TC and English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ning Hoi Kim Kong Sai. The headlines first. Kotu condemns recent deployment of additional security forces in Kuki-dominated areas. Kuki Chiefs Association calls for reconsiderations of proposed Indo-Myanmar border fencing. News in detail. The Committee on Tribal Unity vehemently opposed the recent deployment of additional state security forces across the foothills of Kuki-dominated areas, including the clandestine intrusions of UNLF Bombay groups into Kokand, New Gaitambambi area on Tuesday around 3 p.m., which is nothing but a clear indication of wanton exercise of political dominance by the Majoritarian Meitei community over the minority Kuki-Zo community. Mention be made that there is always ample peace in all areas dominated by the Kuki-Zo until shattered by the Valley-based armed militias, the Arambai Tangos and secessionist militants UNLF MPA groups, which is the tactical and logistical support of fascist political leadership of the state of Manipur. On the Hind side, the committee is in conjunction with the state of Manipur in matters pertaining to securing all borders areas between the two geographical divided by neutral security forces. However, the state security apparatus, which is already compromised in terms of its credibility, should not believe in itself to fulfill such noble duties. The state is welcome to provide security and succor to its citizens within Valley district, and for the Kuki-Zo, the presence of central security forces in the hills is sufficient to maintain the status quo. The committee would also like to urge the incumbent Chief Minister Biren Singh and the erstwhile Tutelar King Wansana Jauba MP not to inflame yet another animosity or wage a futile war against the minority on the pretext of security reasons. It is pertinent to mention that the Kuki-Zo community will never accept the presence of any state security forces, especially IRBs, MRS, CDOs, and the Valley-based armed militias or any secessionist Meitei militants into our lands. The decisions of the Indian government to permanently scrap the free movement regime with Myanmar is unacceptable to the Kuki people who straddle into the Indo-Myanmar border. This cultural space of the Kukis was divided by the British during their colonial rule into different administrative units through the demarcations of a border. The demarcation was done without any consultations and imposed upon us. This imaginary and imposed border segregated us into citizens of two different countries today. Despite this, the continuations of informal practices that existed even before the divisions of British India and Burma in 1937 made us loyal citizens of India, even when we received inadequate educational and public health system till in the borderland. Coupled with the decisions to remove the free movement regime is the proposal to fence the border. This fencing will put a halt to the existing economic interdependence with the other sides of the border and thereby disturb the livelihood and transportation needs of many in this periphery. For the chiefs in particular, who are bestowed with the responsibility to look after the lands as per our tribal customary laws, which are also recognized by the constitutions of India, will lose a lot of land in this process. This land is regarded as common and many dependent on it for livelihood. We cannot part with the lands that we inherited from our forefathers. In light of this, the Kuki Chiefs Association opposed the scrapping of the free movement regime and the proposal to fence the border. We requested the Indian government to reconsider these decisions. Without taking into confidence the people of this border region, the government of India will not be successful in its endeavor. Kuki Chiefs Association Singapore KCAT is deeply dismayed by the blatant disregard for its sincere appeal against the constructions of border fencing along the India-Myanmar border. In the face of vehemently public opposition, the implementations of the border fencing has not only raised significant apprehensions, but has also elicited deep concern within the Kuki community. This brazen action signifies a stark betrayal of democratic values, as it silenced the collective voice of the people, undermining the very essence of democratic principle. The Kuki Chiefs Association Tinopol, having clearly outlined the reasons for opposing the project, will be steadfast in its opposition to the constructions of border fencing, which threatens the cultural and traditional rights of the Kukis residing on both sides of the border. In a resolute advisory stance, Escalating implores the pertinent project implementing agencies for the immediate suspension of the border fencing of the India-Myanmar border. Any arbitrary and coercive efforts to persist with the project will instigate public unrest, posing a significant threat to regional tranquility and stability. The Escalating fervently calls for a reconsideration of these actions to preserve the peace and harmony in the region. Available civil voluntary organizations, Kangleipak Kanba Loop has announced a reward of ₹1 lakh to any individual who can arrest a single person from Kuki community to be used as a sacrificial offering. KKL made the announcement through their social media Facebook page late Wednesday night. As per the post, one individual from the Kuki community must be arrested alive and he must be beheaded, which will be used as a sacrificial offering to the Nungoibi inside the Kangla fort. In doing so, the Meitei will emerge victorious in the war, and as such, KKL will reward a sum of ₹1 lakh to any individual who can erase a Kuki. Nungoibi Lalu Champa means a place where promise and punishment for slaying of attackers, enemies, upright and chanted, and enemies had Lalu are offered there. The Kuki student organization Champa meets the press today at the administrative office KSO Complex Tubum in regards to the KSO Community School, which is established as a kind gesture for the displaced students. The late Min Lin Hauki, President KSO Champo, in his speech said that since so many refugees and internally displaced people come to seek shelter in Lamka town, every school's but government and private awful and cannot accommodate all the students. The KSO looked into this matter and had set up a community school for the displaced students. Admission will be open starting tomorrow 10 a.m. and parents can start applying admissions for the children from class preparatory to class 6. Admission fee for all classes is ₹500 and tuition fee will be ₹200 per month. Milagante Vice President in his speech said that the KSO will take up every possible measures for the success of this community school project and that charity works of all kinds are always welcome for the project. He also requested the churches to kindly help with school furniture for the students. He urged the public to support this project of rendering quality and standard educations for the displaced students initiated by the KSO.
Admission fee henlang tuition fee yang la hom cha ulanaw nula pate pilaputian jong achate atute henlang ko hijong le bailam ta kai theina diu ka ki lehin icha hin admission fee hom pinang ong ki gongin admission fee zanga hiding hin chuting le lasi tuition fee hi jani hong hiding hin ichi admission hi zinga ki pana ki hong ding hin admission bolnom alung na nei hon KSO office tibung KSO complex tibung bazara hong bol pan thei tai ti chu mi pi hinga he sa na kan nei hi
The medical superintendent, District Hospital Dr. Tinglon Lei Thangluai made a public announcement today. She asked all the card owner of JSY May 2023 and JSSK Mother Transport June 2023 to submit the card at GOPD counter along with their bank account number within 23rd February 2024, failing which no payment will be done for the concern. The Multam area will organize a salutations program for the martyrs on the 3rd of February 2024 at the Wall of Remembrance, Veitum Kholim Village, Kangpokpi district. In regards to this, the Kuki MP Multam Tuibul area and KKL Multam block made a public announcement and further request all the previous settlers of the area to come and adorn the ceremony. India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said on Thursday the economy was going through a profound transformation as she rose to present the government's last budget to Parliament before a national election due by May. As per Reuters, the government is focused on improving conditions for the poor, women, youth and farmers, Sitharaman said, setting the tone for welfare schemes to be announced in these areas. Weak growth in wages and high inflation has hurt lower income earners, particularly in rural areas, impacting their ability to spend on even items of daily use. Sitharaman will be looking to step up key schemes for the poor, experts say. The interim budget for 2024-25 is being seen as an economic manifesto for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's ruling party and will give clues to the market on its plans for fiscal consolidations, borrowings, and future taxation policy. The economy has undergone a profound transformation, Sitharaman said to the thumping of tax. Modi is leading the election race by distance because of his personal popularity, and the government is under little pressure to announce populist schemes, analysts said. There are weak spots in the economy picture, though, when the economy is seen growing at a record-beating 7.3% for the financial year ending March 31, 2024. Consumption, which accounts for close to 60% of GDP, has remained weak, growing at just over 4%. In a significant development, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has firmly rejected any possibility of an alliance with the Congress party in the upcoming elections in the state. Banerjee, addressing an event in Bengal, criticized the Congress for their alliance with the CPIM and asserted that such a partnership would only strengthen the Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP). As per the Press Trust of India, the Congress does not have even one MLA in the State Assembly. I offered them 2 Lok Sabha seats, both in Malda, but they wanted more. So I told them I will not share a single seat with them. CPIM is the leader. Have they forgotten the tortures of the CPIM? Said Banerjee. Underlining her firm stance, expressing her resentment towards the left party, Mamata Banerjee stated, I will never forgive the CPIM. I will also not forgive those who support the CPIM because by doing so, they actually support the BJP. Despite offering an olive branch to the family of late Congress stalwart Ghani Khan Chowdhury, Banerjee affirmed that the Trinamool Congress TMC will contest independently, emphasizing that only the TMC is capable of politically fighting the BJP in the state. In a separate announcement, Mamata Banerjee declared that she would stage a dharna if the central government fails to clear the dues by February 1. Responding to recent allegations of stone pelting at Rahul Gandhi's vehicle in West Bengal, Banerjee clarified, I got a message that Rahul Gandhi's car was pelted with stones. I checked what exactly happened and found that the incident occurred in Katihar, not in Bengal. The car entered Bengal with the glass already broken. I condemn the attack. This is nothing but a drama. This development comes in the backdrop of Nitish Kumar's exit from the India bloc, creating uncertainty for the opposition's alliance in the state. Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthi group said on Wednesday it would keep us attack on US and British warships in the Red Sea in what it calls act of self-defense, stoking fears of long-term disruptions to world trade. In a statement, the group's military spokesperson said all American and British warships participating in aggressions against this country were targets. The US and Britain have launched strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen and returned the militia to a list of terrorist groups as turmoil from the Israel-Hamas war spreads to the region. The Houthis, who control the most populous parts of Yemen, have been attacking ships in and around the Red Sea, saying they are acting in solidarity with Palestinians in the Gaza war. That conflict has spilled over into other parts of the Middle East. Lebanon's Iran-aligned Hezbollah had traded fire with Israeli troops along the border, and Iraqi armed groups have attacked US forces in Iraq. The Houthis' attacks on the Red Sea have added an economic element to the turmoil by targeting shipping in and around the Red Sea. The Houthis fired missiles at US warship USS Gravely, the statement added. On Tuesday night, the US Military Central Command said they have had shut down one anti-ship cruise missile fired from Yemen towards the Red Sea with no damage reported. The Houthi attacks have primarily targeted container vessels. Many fuel tankers have kept using the route. Some shipping companies have suspended transits to the Red Sea, which is accessed from the Gulf of Aden, and taking much longer, costlier journeys around Africa to avoid being attacked. Houthi said they will persist with their military operations until a ceasefire is agreed in Gaza and food and medicines are allowed into the enclave to ease a grave humanitarian crisis. Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh on February 1st took to the microblogging site Twitter to announce a constructive meeting held at his secretariat with representatives of the Naga people organizations, Senapati, said a report of the India Today Northeast. During the session, Chief Minister Biren Singh and the Naga people organization Senapati representatives engaged in a comprehensive discussion on matters pertaining to the effective implementations of various projects and initiatives under the Manipur government. They discussed the collective efforts aimed at ensuring the welfare and progress of the people of Manipur, expressing the importance of such interactions. Chief Minister Biren Singh acknowledged the invaluable insights and concerns shared by the Naga people organization Senapati. He said that the exchange of ideas is expected to play a pivotal role in shaping the trajectory of developmental initiatives in the state. Earlier on January 29, Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh said the state is passing through a difficult phase and it is time for the people to unite and identify who the real enemies are. He said this at the fledging off ceremony of the Following Road project. We are passing through a difficult phase today. This is not the first time that we are facing a difficult phase. During the 1992-1993 ethnic conflict, more than 1,000 lives were lost. Today, we are struggling. We are dealing with elements who want to break up a state with more than 2,000 years of history. Singh said, the state has not slept for more than 9 months now, he said. That is all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.